Tim Donahue, 8.9 seconds, and we're doing a TwitLonger preview today because I can't be contained by 140 seconds.
The waves keep on crashing on me for some reason, but your love keeps on coming like a thunderbolt.
Hi, it's Tim Donahue of 8.9 seconds, and I need you to bear with me today. I'm going to exceed my 140-second limit, but I think you'll find it worth it. Last night's performance in Dallas was so good that I just have to gush. There are so many players who deserve credit, but of course we have to start with Paul George. Paul hit 7 3-pointers on his way to a career-high 30 points, but that's not all he did. He grabbed 9 rebounds, dished 5 assists, 5 steals, no turnovers, and only 1 block, but oh, what a block. It was probably a game-changing block as he chased down Jason Terry on the fast break for the swat, and then went to the other end and immediately hit a 3-pointer. That was important 5-point swing that could have gone, that took the potential lead from 3 to 8 points, and Dallas never seriously challenged after that. After the game, Noam Schiller of Hardwood Paroxysms made a great point on Twitter. He said, "We can't expect that kind of performance on a regular basis, or at least not realistically. But how many guys in the league even have that potential in them? 39-5-5. That's just an outstanding game by the young guy." But he wasn't alone. David West was fantastic in the first half, and Darren Collison was fantastic the whole game. Over the last few games, Jared Wade and I have noticed that Darren Collison is playing on a completely different level. He is controlling the game. I like Darren. I think he's a good, solid player, but I had begun to think that, perhaps he would be the guy that you could upgrade if you could land a Darren Williams or a Steve Nash. Now, he's clearly not on that level at this point in time, and he may or probably won't ever reach those levels. Those are great players. But he is controlling the game in a way that I've never seen him do here in Indiana, that I didn't see him do in New Orleans when I saw him. That he's controlling the game in a way that a point guard hasn't controlled the game for the Pacers since Mark Jackson was here. So right now, I'm having trouble figuring out where to put the ceiling on this team. There are some concerns. The bench play is very spotty. Hansbrough is struggling quite a bit to find his offense, to find any kind of rhythm. Lou Amundsen is just an energy guy. Dante Jones is playing well, but he's found a perfect role in being a 15-minute-a-game guy. But on the other side of the coin, the starting unit is playing so well together. They have an adjusted plus-minus of almost plus 22. That is one of the best in the league. There are units in the league that are better, but of the units that have a better adjusted plus-minus than the Pacers, starting 5, the 307 minutes that those guys have played together represents 4 to 12 times the number of minutes that any of those other units have played. There may be starting units or 5-man units in Miami or Oklahoma City or perhaps Chicago when everybody's healthy that are sexier, but as far as getting the deed done, there is nobody better than the unit made up of Roy, David, DC, Paul, and Danny. Right now, and this is a big thing to say, I think the Pacers are a team that are capable on any given night of being better than any team in the league. Now, that doesn't mean they're a championship contender yet, because the playoffs are a different beast, and 7-game series are about adjustments and matchups. But still, it is stunning how well they have played, particularly on the road this year. So now I finally get to tonight's game, and tonight's opponent is the Orlando Magic, and we know the Orlando Magic pretty well. This is the 3rd time that we'll play them in the last 2 weeks. I don't want to delve too deeply into the problems that the Magic have because I'm just not close enough to the situation, and I don't want to. I don't want to start getting into any kind of psychobabble, but things have gone south. When I first looked at the Magic 2 weeks ago on January 23rd, they were rated second in offensive efficiency, and they were 11-5. Now they're rated 16th in offensive efficiency, and they're 14-9. But of that 14-9, they won the last 2 games. Home games against the Washington Wizards and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The only other win in that stretch was in Bankers Life Fieldhouse against the Pacers. And what is the thing to watch tonight? Well, I'm going to tell you tonight, watch the third quarter. This is why. All year long, the Pacers have been fantastic in the third quarter. They're posting an offensive efficiency of 113 points per 100, while only allowing 95 points per 100 to their opponent. What happened the first time in Bankers Life Fieldhouse against the Orlando Magic? The Indiana Pacers played their worst third quarter of the season, getting outscored by over 50 points per 100 and giving away 12 points on the scoreboard on the way to a 19-point loss. What happened last Sunday when the Pacers went into Orlando for the rematch? They played their best third quarter of the season, outscoring Orlando by almost 70 points per 100 on the way to a 32-17 quarter in which they had an effective field goal percentage of .705, pulled down 90% of the defensive rebounds and 56% of the offensive rebounds. Over the last 4 games, all wins in the third quarter, the Pacers have outscored their opponents 116-81, and they've pulled down 88% of the defensive rebounds and 37% of the offensive rebounds while shooting an EFG of 58%. The third quarter belongs to the Pacers in a way that I don't think I've ever seen a quarter belong to a team before. And as long as they start playing well in the first half, they're going to be awfully tough to beat tonight. So, the game's tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. If you got tickets, or if you can get tickets, head on down and cheer the Pacers. Come see us on 8points9seconds.com, and I'm going to catch you next time. Until then, Paul George.